Good morning again.
Good morning.
Son, you are always with me, and all that I have is yours. This piece of scripture is taken from the man who had two sons, Luke 15. You know it as the prodigal son. And this is the father speaking to the eldest son, who had stayed at home and was envious when his younger brother, who had gone away and squandered his life savings and came back to his father. And his father treated him like if nothing has happened and was willing to give him more. I think this particular parable is a fantastic explanation that Jesus gave about the unconditional, always forgiving aspect of that invisible presence he called Father. To Jesus, what we call God, he called Father. Heaven was that invisible realm which was mainly mental. And he knew that there was not a place called heaven. That came about through paganism. The Jews believed that God was a presence everywhere. It guided them. It spoke to them. It provided them with everything they had need of. It told them when to go to war, and it told them when not to go to war. So Jesus, in trying to explain this wonderful source and supply that is always available, says to us, it doesn't matter what we have done. Life forgives us and gives us more so we could live more. Hence in John 10:10, Jesus said, I came that they may have life and have it more abundantly. Sometimes we need to forgive ourselves for the mistakes that we have made. We need to stop feeling guilty for the wrongs we think that we have committed. Because the only person holding us in a state of hell is we ourselves. Because God forgives. I want you to bear that in mind. Think about all the things you have done that you have considered to be naughty and not nice. And just think about you still have life. You could still live more and do more and become more. If that was our earthly father, as we know some of them to be, I brought you into this world, and I can take you out. I will deny you of because you didn't behave the way I expected to. But my Father in heaven does not know what I am doing because God is spirit. God gives me life to live. I make the choices to live the way I choose to. Therefore, when you look through the Old Testament and the New Testament, some of the best people in the Bible made mistakes. Some of them did some things that when you read about them, you will say, I have never done them. But the caption underlying all of their work and their life is that God loved them. That to me, that is the key. That no matter where you are, no matter what you do, there is this love which cannot be explained in our human sense, because when we think about love, we think about the emotional aspect of love. We believe that love is meant to possess, to control, to make sure that you don't go your own way but stay in my path. But to God, Love means, son, you are always with me. And no matter what you have done, I am with you always. When we think about this unconditional love, if that was applied in our personal families, sometimes we as parents forget that every child coming into the world has a mission, has a path that that child wants to be and wants to take. Sometimes we forget our own life as we have kids, the things that we did before we were parents. And we try to push our narrow-minded views on our children. And when they say, I want to do this, we say, no, that's not good for you, or that's too bad for you. Go back and listen to the words of your parents as you try to live. Just do that for yourself sometimes as you try to stop the growth of the young and make the young become you. My Father in heaven never does that. He gave me free will. Free will means that I have the personal power to choose this day what I will have. Sure, some of the things that I will choose will not work out well. But when I go back to my Father says to me, I forgive you because you did not know what you were doing. Sometimes, as I look back on my life, I had a very good time. Because in the main, I did exactly what I wanted to do. Do I have regrets? I think the only regret that I have is I didn't live more and do more. Because sometimes life hands us a plate and we must eat all of it and don't have regrets. You see, some of us at 50 are still looking to hang out with 15-year-olds and 16-year-olds. When you live where you are, live what you are, live when you are. You can't go back. Nothing can bring back the splendor in the grass or the beauty in the flower. Wherever you are, enjoy wherever you are. Make sure you enjoy. Make sure you enjoy. That's what your Father in heaven expects you to do. And if you fall short, you can go back home and say, Father, I need more. To me, that is the greatest example of what God really is. When we look through the Old Testament, our first glimpse of God was the Creator. The God that made the heavens and the earth and prepared a garden called Eden and placed mankind in it. But that God was also a stern judge, that if you made a mistake, toast, you're gone. We saw God as one that can help people build dreams through Abraham. I have seen you struggling, Abraham. And I want you to leave this place and go to a new place, and I will prosper you. We've seen God before that as a God who likes to destroy, as he did with Noah. Chose one family, put them in a boat, and killed the rest. Just because that God thought that these people were bad. We saw God burn cities like Sodom and Gomorrah because the priests didn't like what the people were doing. We've seen God being worshipped as Jehovah Jireh, God as the supply mechanism in our lives. We have seen God working through the prophets like Elijah and Elisha, healing and restoring. We've seen God, as portrayed by the psalmist, as a shepherd. I love the shepherd story in this psalm. Because if you understand this story really as it should be understood, the sheep acknowledges that of itself it can do nothing. So it surrenders totally to the shepherd. It says to itself, the shepherd knows where the food is, he'll take me there. He knows where the water is. Hello now. And not any kind of water. He knows where the still waters are. That I can rest my feet and don't tumble. Hello now. The shepherd protects me. He has a rod and a staff. So when the wild animals or the vagrants try to snatch me, my shepherd stands before danger and myself. You see, sometimes when I am going through near-death experiences, my shepherd is like a nursemaid. Think about that. This God that the psalmist portrayed is a God that provides. This God even puts before me a table. Even in the presence of the president. And all who may seek to attack me. And I could eat whatever I want. I can fill my stomach and have siestas for a week. And then this shepherd that provides me with a table with all the food puts some bottles of wine. Hello now. And when it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon after I finish eating, I could lay back. Not too drunk. No headache. But I don't have a care in the world because my shepherd provides me with olive oil so I could put from the top of my head to the soles of my feet. Ooh. That's what my God does for me. My God, as a shepherd, said that I could dwell in this state from here till forever. Jesus took that same concept and recognized that instead of a shepherd, my God was Papa. The kind of Papa that was everything to me. Source, supply, nurturer, help me with my homework, and tells me, son, anytime you're ready to leave home, you could do that. And the beautiful thing, son, is anytime you want to come back, you could do so. You could never be out of my presence. This is what Jesus is saying to us. That God is that universal flow of substance that is ever available, unconditional. I don't even have to ask. It is there. Just think about that for a moment. There is no emotion in my asking because I am never afraid to ask. Because I know that whatever I ask for, I shall receive. My God is not a God of judgment. If any judgment is taking place in my life, it's because of my unforgiving heart. Help me, Father, as I forgive, to recognize that you never forgive. You know, sometimes our earthly fathers they're good men, doing the things that they think are right. And we have to respect all fathers everywhere, because all of us are products of our environment. If we were not schooled by caring fathers, the chances are we will not know what caring men are. We are products of our environment. If our fathers are deeply loving beings, and this love is not meaning that I'm going to hug you. My father never hugged me. I don't even think he put his bare hand on my body. It was always accompanied by a piece of leather. The leather touched my body. But the beautiful thing, as I was thinking about it this week, my father was a blacksmith. My first toy I could ever consciously remember, he made it. It was a horse and carriage that he intricately made for me, his prodigal son. So I'm saying, you know, there are things in all fathers. You may crucify them and say all manner of things about them, but they all have a heart that they can only use based on how they were taught to use it. Don't condemn them. Please, don't condemn them. We all have sinned, Paul says, and come short. But you know something? Every human being can be resurrected. If I knew differently, I would have done differently. We do and retrace the steps of our ancestors, hoping to find some little thread in us that could bring us wholeness. In the old sense, a father was a breadwinner and the supplier of all things, and mothers were the nurturers who pushed the children forward. Most young men did not have much contact with their fathers in the old days. They had contact with their mothers. In fact, mothers would snatch their boy child away from the fathers to protect them from the fathers. So we've gone through all sorts of stuff. All I am saying, love ye one another as God loves you. Don't condemn your father. He did the best that he could have done. In this story, God is my all-sufficiency. Every child is a divine potential that can become whatever that child wants to be. But we men must work together to build a foundation for that child to leap off of. We need to be that earthly channel through which that child can spring forth without worry, without fear, and without doubt. We need to know our fathers as refuge when our children are in trouble. That I can go to my father and say, Father, there's a bully in my class. And my father will know what to do. When I don't have enough to attend school on a regular basis, my father should observe that and help me get the best out of life. That's my father. All supplies, all sufficiency is coming from my father. I depend on my father for all things. This is so wonderful to me. God is my good shepherd. Even though I walk through this valley of the shadow of death, I know my Father is there. Because I know my Father has been there. So when I'm going through teenagehood, I know my father was a teenager and he could understand. So even before I go to do this, he stretched forth his hand and says, there's another way. That's my Father. And my Father loves me even when he takes the piece of leather to my behind. I know he's doing it out of love. That's what he says. But to me, he didn't like me. But when I look back, I could say, hey, he guided me. He may not have known how to do it with words, but the leather spoke. I didn't do the things that I wanted to do that were outside of the box of my family. The strong place. Sometimes as I watch teenagers and young people get into trouble, they join gangs, and they have people in their lives who take them in directions that lead into trouble. And I know that all they want is somebody to love them. I know in our modern societies that most mothers have to do the dual role. And it's understandable. But our young people need to see both. We are twofold beings emotionally. We need to build strong relationships. We need to know people care about us. Some young people believe that they're garbage. They go to church, and at church they're told because they don't do certain things, they're bad. They're going to hell. And by 11 they believe it. And they then say, well, if I'm going to hell, I will take as many people with me as possible. I'm just saying, when we think about fathers and mothers, we think about family, about sharing. What shall it profit a man if he gains the whole thing, all the things of the world, and he has no integrity? He does not know who he is. Therefore, he cannot provide who he is to another. Men, our children are crying out for strong hands and able backs who could help the women in our lives to help our children prosper and grow without negativity. We don't need our children to be told that they are bad and they're going to hell. A child that is praised comes back for more praise. A child that is condemned. Have you ever seen, there's a term called a loopy dog. A dog, the shoulder is bent, the head is down, and the tail is between its legs. Doesn't know what to do, where to go. Some of our children are like that. They don't know where to go. They can't go home for the help that they need. They go into gangs and realize very late, this is not the place for me. What do we do, men? We can choose to be sperm givers. Anybody can do that. But choosing to be a father is to create that refuge, that strong place. Son, daughter, I am with you always. I have two. I'm always with them. Whatever they ask that I can do, until I die, I will do. Do not as a father, but I now do as a friend. Love ye one another as I have loved you. I remember, I'm sorry kids, but I got to talk about you. I remember I had a new car and my daughter had just gotten her license. Well, I didn't have my license at 16, but she had hers at 16. And there's a new car in the driveway. And she told her friends, they're going out tonight. And she came back and said, Dad, can I borrow the car? And she was so surprised when I gave her the key. The excitement was so much that she came back an hour after that. I damaged the car. And I said to her, are you okay? Are your friends okay? Yes, Dad. I said, well, why did you come home? Just leave it once you could still drive and stuff like that. And I never told her anything about that again. It's not about the car. It's about the bond that she knows that whatever she does in the material world, it doesn't do anything to me. A car could be straightened, but that love, once shattered, could never be replaced. So when we tell our kids, I love you, what you are saying, whatever you do, I forgive. And they will do things like you did things. And don't carry. And reproach your kids what you did for them. It's your job. It is your job to do. Always give them what you have to give them when they ask. And some of us who have not given, we live with regret. As our children become wayward and hell-bent, it hurts us in our heart to see they don't even come back to us for a little bit of loving. Parenthood is a choice that we make. There has to be faith. You must see your kids, your children, going to the highest place in their minds and encouraging them. You have to help them build dreams, see visions, and go after them and provide with all your health the opportunity for them to go. It requires commitment. Commitment means I have this, I say yes to it. Whatever it takes, I will be there. I don't run away when things get tough. And I don't say go to your mother. No, I deal with it because I am committed to your life. It requires courage. Wow. To stand up to others and say, if you touch my child again, you're going to end up like a clock. Long and short hand. Takes courage. Sometimes it takes courage to defend who you say you are. It takes patience. You know, sometimes I hear adults talking to children, and I know the children don't understand what the parents are saying. But I told you that. No, you told them, but they didn't get it. They don't speak your language. The language that you speak came out of your experience. They haven't experienced what you have told them. You could hammer it. They ain't gonna get it. How many times did Jesus say we must forgive? That's the learning experience. By rote. It has to be said over and over with a smiling face. Hello now. And no attitude. And I told you yesterday, if you do it again, I'll whatever. No. Please be patient with them. God is not through with them yet. Just like God is not through with you. How many people have been patient with you? Gosh, you can't even think. Be patient with your children. They will get there when they choose to get there. Relax, chill out. Go play some music. Leave them alone. They have a life. They want to live just like you. Always remember where you came from. And the things that you struggled with, they struggled with the same things. And because you have been there, you should know to help them as they go through this. I love when teenagers and their parents are still going to the mall together, not under the parents' wishes. But the teenager, Mom, Dad, can you go with me? I want to show you this. I like that. Isn't that nice? That is nice. Walt Disney says when youngsters get into serious trouble, it is generally the parents who are delinquents. Now, I believe that. The first 8 years or so of a child, we've got to lay down some principles. Principles. When the man come to the door that you owe money to, don't tell your child to go and say you're not there. Don't show up at the parking meter and walk away like if it doesn't need money. Pay your way. Your children will copy that. Because whatever you do, they like monkey and parrot, they copy. You wag your tail, they do that too. You say sit, they say sit. But if you say sit and you still standing, they figure, well, something ain't right here. No. Whatever they learn from you. Your role is to encourage them to live and to be more. And your role is to provide the opportunities for them to be more. Don't tell them that they're bad. All children are good because they came from good God. Hello now. Hello. Honor. Respect your children. They may be smaller than you, but respect them. Their life longing for itself just like you. Respect anything that God has made. Trust your children. You know, parents teach children to tell lies. You say, son, what did you do? Well, Dad, I did this. You should not have done that. You take him and you send him to his room. You take away everything. The next time he does it, he already knows what punishment is. Dad, I didn't do that. But he did it. He learns to lie. Because he realized with the truth, you get punished. And with a lie, you get away. Until they find out. Because they will find out. Why not? Trust your children. They will make mistakes. They will do things that you don't expect them to do. But don't condemn them to hell. And don't let them suffer. Please. God has given you the power and the pleasure of having children. Do like God. Son, all that I have is yours. No matter what you have done, bless them. And always create a place that is stable. Hello now. Don't let your children live where every Monday morning you have to move because you're running. No. Let them know what a neighborhood is. Let them spend some time in one area. When you have the choice to decide between your kids and a piece of carpet, choose your kids. You may go through their entire life not knowing what things their friends may have. But if they have love, and if they know they could go anywhere, they will go. Sometimes when you look through the list of achievers and you listen to their stories, they tell you straight, I came from nowhere, but I had love. Love does it. Take a moment right now. And whatever you think about your parents, send them love. They did the best that they could have done. Trust me. They did the best. Instead of condemning your parents, send love. If you have children who may have gone astray, send them love. And create an open door so they know they can come back. Son, daughter, all that I have is thine. Let's have a party for my son who has returned. Bring the best pair of shoes. Bring a robe. Put a ring on his finger. And in this story, the little boy had messed with pig. And that was not kosher. But the father, can you imagine? Have you ever been around pigs, having to feed them? When you leave a pigsty, you smell like a pigsty. And sometimes a shower does not take off that smell if you're doing it day after day. And this young man might have been working in a piggery for a length of time. So when the father saw him, the father never said, son, go get a bath and then I'll touch you. As soon as he came, the father hugged him. Love has no condition. Love is love. I am one with you in this moment, and all that I have I give unto you in this moment. And may God bless you.
You there.